Hello, and welcome to this training session on how to lose weight consistently without dieting. My name is Jimena Lerma. I'm a certified holistic nutrition and health coach. I'm also a holistic weight loss and mindset mentor, and I'm really excited that you're here. Thank you for taking the time off your busy day to attend this training. In the next 45 minutes, you're going to learn some life-changing information. I'm going to share with you the biggest secrets about weight loss that truly changed not only my weight, but my life. That's why I love teaching this information, because I know it has the power to change your weight and your life too. By the end of this training, you will understand why diets don't work, why you couldn't keep the weight off after dieting, and what to do next so you can lose weight consistently, permanently, and get back on track when life happens and you put on some weight. You'll also learn how to work around emotional eating, which is a very, very common weight loss saboteur. Let's be real, losing weight is difficult for a lot of women. I know it was for me, but the true difficult part is maintaining it once you've lost it, isn't it? That's where the real problem is, and where most diets fail. So in this training, you're going to learn the solution to that problem. I'm going to teach you the exact steps I took and take my clients to go from feeling hopeless and defeated, feeling fat and uncomfortable all the time, using food to deal with emotions, being consumed by trying to lose weight, and watching your husband losing weight while you struggle. I'm going to show you how you can go from that place to a place where you're losing weight consistently without plateauing, feeling light and comfortable, easily finding clothes that fit you, knowing exactly what to do to get back on track if you slide a little bit, and how to have a perfect balance between indulging in the foods you like and eating healthy foods that truly nourish your body. By the end of this training, you're going to understand why diets don't work and they just lead to binges. You're also going to understand the missing piece of the weight loss puzzle that no one has told you about. Why 99% of people who go on a diet gain the weight back and more 1 year after. And my method to lose weight consistently and permanently without going on a diet, counting calories, grams, or having to go to the gym 5 times a week. Because you know that hasn't worked. It's time for something different. In my life, I've always been an introvert. When I was growing up, I remember always feeling like I didn't belong. I felt weird, like I never fit in. I felt sorry for myself, and I felt misunderstood. I felt like the world was too much to deal with. Have you ever felt like that? At a very young age, I figured that if I changed my body and made myself skinny, I would somehow feel more confident around others and somehow fit in. Life would be lighter and better. In my journey, I went from anorexia to binge eating to chronic dieting and exercising excessively to putting 30 pounds on, a lot more than when I started dieting. Thinking about how to lose weight and avoid gaining weight consumed me for more than 20 years. Can you imagine? I tried counting calories, eating 800 calorie per day diets. I ate all the light and fat-free products I could find, and I even tried the Weight Watchers bread. I tried clean eating. I was eating low carb, low fat. Now I wonder, what was I eating? I think salads, carrots, celery sticks, Greek yogurt, and chicken breast. Pretty boring. Then I tried the keto diet, the paleo diet. I tried intermittent fasting. I tracked and counted calories and grams. I even worked with 3 different nutritionists and a personal training. And what happened, as you can imagine, I lost weight and then I put it back on. I went on my next diet and lost it again. Then put it back on and some more. After that, I found another diet, and this time it didn't work. Eventually, I ended up putting on 30 pounds in 3 months. They creeped up fast, and I couldn't stop it. I was eating healthy and not very much. Not much had changed. But what I feared the most had happened. I had gained a lot of weight. I remember looking in the mirror and wondering, how did I get to this point? Why is my body not responding to a diet anymore if it worked in the past? What am I doing wrong? Why does the weight keep coming back? Why, if I eat healthier than most people, I'm still putting on weight? It was puzzling to me. Have you ever felt that way? My life was like this. When I jumped on the scale, it could either make or break my day. I would eat little healthy meals during the day, and then at supper time, the binge eating came. I ate a lot more than I wanted to, and then felt guilty. I would sit down to watch TV with a bowl of popcorn, then refill the bowl again and again until, without knowing what happened, I had eaten the whole bag. When I went shopping for clothes, I could break down sobbing in the fitting room when I looked at my cellulite in the mirror and couldn't zip up a size 8 pants. I felt like as soon as I relaxed and ate like other people, I put on weight immediately. I didn't understand where the weight was coming from. It was so confusing. I saw other people having great results, and I felt frustrated because that wasn't the case for me. I read all kinds of information on the internet and books on clean eating and didn't know how to put it all together so it worked for me. I was living in fear, slave of the scale of diets, and hating and loving food at the same time. I wanted to have a fast metabolism so I could eat brownies, pizza, drink wine, and be able to still lose weight like others do. With all that weight on, I felt like I couldn't be the real me. It's important to me to be liked by others, and I felt self-conscious around people who knew me, and even those who didn't know me. I wonder what they thought of me with all this weight on. I wondered if I would ever reach my goal, if I'd ever look good in a bikini, be happy with my body, and feel proud walking around being myself. I wondered if I ever feel comfortable and light in my body in everyday life. I'm sure you felt like that too. Am I right? Don't ask me how, but after 20 years of suffering, something clicked. I realized I had tried everything: diets, pills, personal trainers, nutritionists, and nothing had helped me change my body and maintain it. I asked myself if after 20 years of searching for the one thing that would work, would I still find it? Does it exist? If a miracle existed, wouldn't I have found it already in 20 years? Tired, frustrated, and defeated, I decided that I wasn't going to waste another 20 years of my life looking for the secret method to lose weight that will finally work and get me the body I wanted. I got tired of it all, and at that time, a lot of health issues started to come. Dieting and exercising just weren't an option for me anymore. I set out to look for answers and search for the truth. I came across the field of psychology of eating, and it was a turning point for me. I dove into the topic, I read the books, took a course, and days after applying some of the principles that had nothing to do with changing what I ate or exercising more, I started to see changes. It was a breath of fresh air. I felt lighter and relieved immediately. My life is totally different now. I've lost the 30 pounds I had put on, and I'm still losing weight steadily without dieting and exercising way less. In fact, I've been losing weight consistently for 10 months now. I haven't stepped on the scale in more than 4 years, and I have no intentions of doing so ever, because my clothes constantly tell me that I'm losing weight. The word calories is no longer in my vocabulary, and it's not something I think about at all. Thinking about food and my weight is not something I spend time on. Last week, I tried on my skinny jeans and they fit. I didn't have to suck my belly in to zip them up. You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? I no longer have to watch my partner losing weight easily while I struggle eating much less than he does. I feel light, strong, and much more confident in my job and social situations with friends, family, and colleagues. I feel comfortable to be myself. I no longer worry about what others may think of me and my weight. I'm truly free. How would you like to feel the same way? What would change in your life if you no longer had to worry about losing weight because it's happening constantly and effortlessly? How would you feel if people asked you, "What have you been doing? You lost so much weight. You look great." and you just said, "Thank you, I feel great." It would feel amazing, wouldn't it? People ask me, "But what do you eat? You seem to have this all figured out. What do you eat?" And I tell them, honestly, I free flow with food. I eat whatever I like. I eat healthy 80 to 90% of the time, and the rest of the time I enjoy myself. In fact, I lost weight while drinking beer, wine, eating pizza, fries, and cheating way more than when I was on a diet. I like to think I have come to a very nice balance between enjoying cheat food, eating healthy, and eating foods that help me lose weight consistently. I just don't have to think too much about it anymore. Talk about a miracle. Wouldn't you like to not have to think about what to eat or what to do to lose weight because you're losing weight consistently? Wouldn't that be a dream come true? Wouldn't you like to be able to maintain the weight effortlessly once you've lost it and not worry about it coming back? That's why I'm so passionate about sharing this information with you. Because after years of yo-yo dieting, deprivation, and fighting with myself to get the body I wanted, I finally figured out how to lose weight and realized I didn't need to be on a diet. I didn't need to deprive myself of pizza. I didn't need to work out 6 times a week and drink tons of gallons of water every day. I didn't need to feel depressed and hopeless every time I stepped on the scale or tried on clothes. I didn't need to stop living my life while waiting for the day when I had lost the weight. This is why I feel confident enough to show you a way to lose weight that is sustainable, enjoyable, so that you can lose weight consistently and permanently, like I have, and learn how to get right back on track when life happens and you put on some weight. You'll know exactly what to do. My philosophy is stop dieting and start losing weight. How does that sound to you? I hope you're excited too, so let's dive right in. The biggest mistake I've made, and most women make when they try to lose weight, is that they focus only on one piece of the weight loss puzzle and completely overlook or avoid the other one. There's two big pieces in the weight loss puzzle. There's the physical and there's the emotional. The physical piece includes the types of foods you eat and drink, how much you eat, the timing of your meals, how much you exercise, the medications that you may take, physical stress, health issues, the health of your thyroid, liver, and adrenals, and physical stress like your job, sitting on traffic, physical activity, and injury. The emotional and spiritual side includes emotional stress, trauma, your relationship to yourself, your relationship to food, your mood, your mindset, your spiritual connection, your relationships, your belief about yourself and the world, and your level of self-fulfillment, amongst others. The thing is, like me, you've likely only been focusing on the physical piece of the weight loss puzzle, and likely doing it wrong. You have been focusing on what to eat, what not to eat, what exercise to do for how long, etc. Maybe you've done a detox or tried to work on your adrenals and liver, and you're still stuck. The reason why you're stuck is because focusing only on the physical side of things doesn't work if you want permanent results, unless the spiritual, mental piece is already straightened out. If the spiritual piece is in disarray, you must work on both aspects at the same time to have success. The funny thing is that you do have the choice of focusing only on one piece, but this piece has to be the emotional piece and not the physical piece. When you focus only on working on the spiritual side, you can lose a ton of weight, even if your diet doesn't change. The funny thing some people experience, me included, is that as you work on the emotional side, sometimes a lot of the physical aspects fix themselves. As you fix your internal world, your metabolic world sometimes fixes itself. Is that something you've thought about before? However, it doesn't work the other way around. If you only focus on the physical aspect, it will not work in the long term unless the spiritual side is already at a good place. Is this making sense to you? It sounds complicated, but it's really not. When you work on both sides and both pieces of the weight loss puzzle, even if you take baby steps, you can soon start to find your sweet spot. The sweet spot is the place where you're losing weight steadily, consistently, no plateaus, and where you know exactly how to get yourself back on track when life happens and you put on a little weight. Now, doesn't that sound good? Losing weight consistently, without plateaus or getting stuck, even if you think you have a slow metabolism. Now, when it comes to the spiritual mindset aspect, you don't have to work on everything all at once. You don't have to see a psychologist and heal all your childhood traumas to lose weight. You can start with one simple change. This by itself can very well do the trick. Let me explain. Most women go into trying to lose weight from a place of, I know what I want my body to look like, so until I get there, I don't want to deal with myself. I don't want to have a relationship with myself. I want to avoid being myself. We try to escape from our body, and we embark in a journey full of self-attack, control, punishment. I'm going to control my food. I'm going to work out more. I'm going to sacrifice. We don't want to wear nice clothes and take care of ourselves because we think that if we are happy and content with extra weight, then we will just relax, be lazy, and put on weight. Am I right? But the truth is, that's not how it works. When you start from a place of acceptance, appreciation, love, joy, you will invite much more of that into your life. This is how the law of attraction works through you, whether you acknowledge it or believe in it or not. There's always more joy, more beauty, more fulfillment to be had. By being happy now and making an effort to feel good at whatever weight you're at right now, you will attract a lot more feeling good to your life. It doesn't stop there. When you feel good, your body relaxes. And when it relaxes, it burns fat because your metabolism will be at its best potential. If you think you have to struggle, suffer, and go through hell to lose weight, you will inevitably get more of that, more struggle, more hatred for yourself, more dissatisfaction, and it will never end. Think about how many diets you've been on. Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig, Perfect Protein, intermittent fasting, perhaps keto, maybe the bone broth diet, maybe a cleanse or detox, which are the biggest trend right now. Or maybe you have even worked with nutritionists and personal trainers. Why do you think they didn't give you permanent results? I know they didn't solve your problem because if they had, you wouldn't be here learning about how to lose weight, right? So let me ask you something. What was your mentality going into those diets or programs? Was your mindset something like this? I love and appreciate myself. I'm going to enjoy every second while on this diet. I'm going to love and feel pleasure from food. I'm going to move my body in a way that makes me feel alive and energized. While on this diet, I'm going to wear clothes that make me feel good right now at this weight. I'm going to do my hair and makeup and be myself because my life is happening now and not at some future date once I've lost the weight. Unfortunately, that wasn't likely your mentality, was it? It certainly wasn't mine back then. Your approach has been likely more like this. I don't like my body and the body I'm in right now. This is not the real me. I feel fat and uncomfortable, and people are probably wondering why I've put on so much weight. Even though my husband tells me I look fine and beautiful, I don't believe him. Therefore, I'm going to put myself through this diet, where I'm going to control what I eat and exercise hard so I can make sure I'm burning more calories than I eat, because I don't trust my body. If I relax, I'll put on weight uncontrollably. I'm going to eat only the foods that are allowed on this diet, even if I don't really enjoy them. And even though I keep craving other stuff like chocolate, sugar, bread, carbs, I have to sacrifice. I must control myself. In the meantime, I'm going to hide my body under these baggy clothes that I don't really like. I refuse to buy new clothes if I have to buy a bigger size. I'm going to buy a smaller size, so I force myself to stay on track, even though they're tight and uncomfortable when I sit down. If I cheat or eat a bit more than I think I should, I'm going to work harder at the gym and eat less the next day. I have to be very strict and watch myself really closely. I will use my willpower. Does that sound more familiar? Yeah, unfortunately, it probably does. But don't worry. It's really not your fault. Most of us women have been conditioned to think that way. We caught the virus that told us that our body is not good the way it is, that we have to change it, and that in order to do so, we have to be on a diet, control what we eat, suppress our appetite, and exercise our brains out. We were told that to lose weight, we had to suffer, sacrifice, and work hard. But today, I want to tell you that that's not true. By changing your mentality and focus, you'll already be halfway there. I promise. You might wish to lose weight so deeply that you even think it will lead you to the happy Hollywood ending you've always wished. But how many times you do lose weight and you can't keep it off? If losing weight truly brought you happiness, why did you put the weight on again? To get to the weight you want, you must first feel good about yourself right now. The feeling of well-being produces dopamine. Dopamine is produced naturally in your brain and it makes you feel good. It boosts your metabolism. Low dopamine levels slow down metabolism. They give you low energy, fatigue, and depression. So buy new clothes that you feel comfortable in right now, even if they're a few sizes bigger. Get a new hairdo. Do your makeup in a different way. Wear high heels. Wear accessories that you like. Do your nails. Get a mani and a pedicure. Why? Because us women, when we take care of our appearance, we feel we look good, and this increases our sense of well-being. This feeling of well-being boosts your metabolism, and you lose weight. I bet you didn't know that. I know you might think, I don't want to buy a bigger size, because it's like accepting that I will never be a smaller size. But this is not true. This only means that you accept your reality right now and that you deserve to feel good now. Then from this point, you move forward into where you want to go with your body, and it's much easier. So work with what you have right now. Make yourself feel well. And from that perspective, you move forward easily. Wearing a smaller size and feeling uncomfortable or wearing old and ugly clothes will not help you speed up your metabolism and lose weight. This is a way to punish yourself, and it can cause frustration, anger, torture. It's a constant reminder that you don't like what you look like. All these emotions have the power to make you gain weight. I know this is a difficult step most women refuse to take, and oftentimes we need help and support. But the reality is that it works much better than any diet. And I know it because I've lost a ton of weight and I've helped countless clients lose several pounds by simply making a decision to feel good no matter what. If feeling good at the weight you're at right now and being willing to buy bigger clothes seems impossible to you right now, I understand. It took me years to be ready to do that because I didn't have support. So I want to give you a couple more strategies to start working on the emotional piece of the weight loss puzzle. Number one, be present at the table. When you eat, eat. How many times we sit down to eat and we are scrolling through social media or thinking about the 101 things on our to-do list, or even worse, we're feeling guilty as we're eating whatever's on our plate. We finish our meal and we don't even remember eating it. Number two, be pleasured. When was the last time you sat down at a meal and fully enjoyed the taste, aroma, and look of your meal? When was the last time you savored your food, felt excited to eat, and allowed yourself to enjoy the food without worry? Pleasure is a potent metabolic force. Just by enjoying the food you eat and putting the worrying to rest, you can increase your metabolism, improve your digestion, and burn a lot more calories more efficiently, regardless of what you eat. Can you see the power of this? There's so many more strategies I'd like to share with you, but I know you're busy and I want to keep this training brief. Now, let's look at the physical side of the weight loss also for a moment. The physical side has these components: types of food you eat and drink, how much you eat, the timing of meals, how much you exercise, what medications you take, what physical stress you're under, whatever health issues you may have, the health of your thyroid, liver, and adrenals, and physical stress like your job, sitting on traffic, physical activity, or injury. This sounds like a long list of things to look after, but don't panic. One simple thing can take care of the rest. I wish I could just give you the miracle diet for weight loss. with a list of specific foods, amounts, and tell you what to eat each day of the week. But unfortunately, if I did that, you might follow it and lose weight in 2 weeks. But then what? You'll likely put the weight back on and then have to look for the next fix. So what's the point? The best favor I can do for you as a nutritionist is not tell you exactly what to eat. An effective diet for you has to be individualized and customized either by you or with the help of a coach. However, there are some general principles and secrets that apply to most people that are very effective, and I'm going to share them with you right here. First of all, you have to understand how stress can make losing weight truly impossible, no matter how hard you try. Yes, stress is one of the biggest causes of weight gain, and you probably already knew that. But do you know why? It has to do with 3 types of hormones: cortisol, insulin, and thyroid hormones. Now, cortisol and insulin are not evil. They do amazing things for your body, but in excess, they're responsible for unexplained fat storage. In order to lose weight, you have to stop producing so much cortisol and insulin, and your thyroid hormones should be balanced. Here's how you unconsciously have dysregulated these hormones. If you have had a dysfunctional and chaotic relationship with food and your body for years, it's very possible that your body has been under a chronic state of stress. What is a chaotic relationship with food and body? It's something like this: binge eating, emotional eating, obsessively counting calories or grams. It's like however many diets, exercise routines, and other strategies I use to lose weight, I can never get to that goal. I'm constantly thinking about what I'm going to eat. I'm constantly on a diet or think I should be. I feel guilty when eating foods that are not healthy or not allowed in my diet, high in fat or high in carbs. My diet doesn't really include foods I enjoy, and I eat things I enjoy. And when I do that, I eat them with fear of gaining weight. I'm afraid of gaining weight. I dislike what I see in the mirror. If I eat something that I think it's an indulgence, I often look for ways to punish myself after, like exercising more or eating less the next day. I also cry and get mad at myself for being so weak and indulging. I feel fat all the time. I think it's disgusting to be fat. I'm never content or happy with the body I have. When I think back, I think I want to weigh what I weighed years ago. But then I look back and I realize I wasn't happy with my body then either. When I see other women with a body thinner than mine, I compare myself and secretly wish I looked like her. I think I need to have the ideal body to be able to be confident and live my life to the maximum. I have put on several things I want to do in my life and career because I don't have the body I want. When someone tells me that I look great or that I look so good in certain clothes, I don't believe them and I say to myself, yeah, whatever. I don't take the compliment. Does any of this sound familiar? If so, you have a dysfunctional relationship with food and your body. Now, how does a dysfunctional relationship with food and your weight impact your life? If you're married, it could impact your relationship with your partner. If you don't like your body, how are you going to feel confident and sexy to keep the spark alive? If you're single or divorced, this could impact your social life. If you don't like how you look, you might think you're not worthy of love and that no one will like you. Moreover, it's not very attractive to see or be with someone who's afraid to eat or that is constantly comparing and complaining about being overweight, being ugly, or flabby. It's also not cool to know that the person we're going out on a date with can't eat because she's on a diet. At work and in social situations, you might hold back and be less confident because you're self-conscious about your body and how it looks. If you have kids, you could be influencing them and passing on negative habits like dieting. They can also be more prone to having a dysfunctional relationship with their body. They learn what they see at home. 4 of every 10 girls, 5 to 7 years old, say that they're on a diet. Where do you think they got the idea from? From their moms, who look at themselves in the mirror and complain that they're fat and they need to go on a diet. So in general, you limit yourself from the life you deserve when you have a dysfunctional relationship with your body and food. This chronic state results in many chemical reactions in the body. One of them is the accumulation of fat and the inability to build muscle via elevated cortisol and insulin. When your body is in a stress response, your digestive capacity is lower, and it can even shut down. Your energy levels get low, your immune system weakens and leaves you more prone to disease. Your hair falls out and more wrinkles appear. You age faster. For this reason, the relationship that you have with food and body is not something you can ignore any longer. It's something that you should be paying very close attention to. Yes, stress makes you gain weight. There's no question about it. Why? Because we're not designed to deal with the amounts of stress that the average person deals with these days. And on top of that, we add a lot more self-inflicted stress with our chronic dieting and our chaotic relationship with food and our body image. Remember that your body does not distinguish between a real or imaginary stress. It will mount the same response whether you're literally running for your life or attacking yourself when you look in the mirror. Your body will mount the same stress response by thought alone. This is the craziest thing I ever learned. When you're under stress, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, environmental, your body enters a survival mode in which it releases cortisol and insulin, which signal the body to store fat and not build muscle. As a result, your metabolism slows down. Did you know that? This means your excess weight might have nothing to do with the carbs you eat, but with your relationship with food and your body. Stress affects the three most important hormones for weight loss: insulin, cortisol, and thyroid hormones. Trust me, you want to keep these hormones happy if you want to lose weight. For that reason, even when you follow the most perfect diet and fitness program, if your body is under stress, even if you think you're not, it will be impossible to lose weight and build muscle. Trust me, this happened to me. Have you ever noticed that you go on vacation or take a break of some sort and you lose weight even if you ate more? This happens because you finally relaxed from the everyday stress in life. Think about all the stress you have put yourself under when trying to stick to a particular diet. Be honest here. The only way to get rid of this stress is to relax your dieting muscle, meaning stop dieting or going on a diet-free diet for the rest of your life. It took me too long to realize that diets lead to binges. They just don't work. If they did, they would have worked already. I don't want you to fool yourself any longer, thinking that you haven't found the perfect diet and that your body is the problem, especially if you have been following restrictive diets and starving yourself, thinking that if you eat little food, you should lose weight. You've probably had episodes of binge eating after depriving yourself for a while. Am I wrong? So you might be asking, okay, if diets don't work, then what does? Here's what works. I mean it. A diet-free diet. A normal human being diet. What works is to find a sustainable way to eat that you can stick to in the long run. This should include food and a lifestyle that makes you feel good, that's in alignment with your values, your preferences, with the way you choose to live your life, with your level of health, etc. It should make you feel good physically and emotionally. It should be aligned with your values. A diet should not be something to be struggled through for 3 weeks to then go back to the same way of eating, only to repeat the cycle over and over again. This is called insanity. A diet should be a way of life. It should be enjoyable. It's like going back to the basics of being a human being on this planet who nourishes itself with food. This is what I'm proposing. Going back to the basics of using your intuition and instincts, your body wisdom. This is what we all come equipped with. And sadly, no one teaches us how to use it. Listen, you have your own navigating system. The problem is that most of us who have dieted for years or even decades, like me, have completely lost touch with our body wisdom and we don't trust ourselves and our body. And it's time to fix that. How do you start doing this? Here's how you do it. You go to the stores or your farmer's market and you pay attention to what grabs your attention. You'll naturally lean towards certain foods. Those are the cues to watch for and act on. I have times when all I want to eat is pineapple. I eat tons of it and then I'm not craving it anymore. Then I'm craving blueberries. Then it's a different fruit and so on. There's times when I'm not craving meat after all. And so I eat lots of veggies, rice, fruit, and nuts and seeds. Now, you might think this sounds impossible. But I've lost nearly 30 pounds eating this way, where the only rules are my own rules. I've lost weight consistently for 10 months straight, and I no longer fear gaining them back because I didn't veer off a specific diet. This way of eating is what I teach and guide my coaching clients with, and they get tremendous results. Can you see the power of this? The freedom and pleasure in eating this way? My client Carrie, for example, emailed me the other day about a month after she worked with me, and she was still losing weight. She had lost 12 pounds in total in a period of 2 months of eating this way. Now, let's talk about some general principles when it comes to food, because it's important. It really is. And you might be asking, but what do I eat? If you haven't lost the weight you want to lose, you're likely eating the wrong types of food. I'm sorry, but even if you're eating healthy and clean or vegetarian, keto, paleo, and you have been off grains and sugar, if you're still having problems with extra weight, chances are you're not eating what your body needs. You might want to eat high fat and low carb because it's the latest trend, and a lot of people are having great success with it. But if it's not working for you, then it's not working, and you have to find what your body needs. It's important to point out that we live in a world where, unfortunately, it's much easier and much cheaper to eat low-quality junk food. We face big challenges when it comes to eating a clean, healthy diet the majority of time. But when it comes to losing weight, there's no secret when it comes to food. There's no miracle food for weight loss. Don't try to find it. It doesn't exist. All natural foods are miracle foods, the foods that nature provides. They have so many properties scientists haven't even begun to discover. So your guide should be quality, the highest quality of natural whole foods as close to the way nature provided them as possible with minimal processing, at least 80 to 90% of the time. The other 10 to 20% will be imperfect, and that's okay. We are here in real life. So clear your head from all the misinformation out there when it comes to food. Don't believe for a second that fruits are bad for you because they have too much sugar. Trust me, that's not the sugar you have to be afraid of. Don't believe that carbs are the enemy. Let me remind you that fats were the enemy years ago. What happened? New science came along. But what will be next? Protein is the problem? And how do I know carbs are not the enemy? Because I've lost 30 pounds on a high carbohydrate diet, and I've seen dozens of clients lose weight on high carb diet. Understand that science is an evolving field and it's contradictory in nature. For every ingredient in a food, there's probably a book out there about why you shouldn't eat it. You'll go crazy if you try to follow what science is recommending each day. I recommend you save your sanity and let go of that. Instead, you can use your own guidance system, your body wisdom, because you came wired with one, and it's very effective. It just takes a bit of experimentation. If this is a completely foreign concept for you, work with a holistic coach or nutritionist that can help you find the foods that are good for you, given your health history, preferences, and lifestyle. I didn't get any support, and that's why it took me 20 years to finally arrive at my ideal weight and stay here. Now let's talk about carbs for a moment. Let me ask you something. Do you love carbs? I know I do. How do you feel when you're purposely not eating carbs because of fear of gaining weight? Do you feel stressed out, deprived, frustrated, or do your cravings increase? Do you wish you could eat them? I think so. So let me just give you peace of mind right now. Carbs are not the enemy, and fruit is not the enemy. But I'm not going to try to convince you of that. I want you to find this on your own. If you like carbs, you can eat them and lose weight when you do it properly, which I'm going to share with you in just a moment. In fact, I lost a ton of weight when I started to work on the emotional side of weight loss that I talked about earlier in the training. And during that time, I was eating things like pizza, dessert, brownies. I was drinking beer, wine, and more. Obviously not every day or in large amounts, but they were no longer a forbidden food. I ate them. I got the pleasure I wanted from them and moved on. And yes, I lost weight, a lot more than when I was on a restrictive diet. You know why? Because I was in the right frame of mind. I was relaxed. I enjoyed it. And then I let it go. It's that simple. If you're 30 pounds overweight and you're hating on yourself, next year you'll be 50 pounds overweight and still hating on yourself. But if you're 30 pounds overweight and you're able to love yourself right now, you'll start to slowly go into your ideal weight effortlessly because things start to come into place. You'll be more motivated to eat healthy and to do things that make you feel good. I'm going to share with you a nutritional secret that I learned a while ago and that I find works beautifully. When you apply this strategy, you can enjoy carbs and fat and still lose weight. When you eat high carb, eat low fat. And when you eat high fat, eat low carb. This creates a beautiful balance that you can play with on a daily basis. Some of us who have been fat deprived for a long time do very well with a high fat diet for a period of time. So how will you know if a high fat diet or a high carb diet is good for you? This can be a little tricky, and working with a coach is recommended in this step. You can use your cravings and what you lean towards on a daily basis as a guide. I know this can be hard when you're used to controlling what you eat or when your taste buds have been hijacked by eating too much sugar. But you just start little by little with patience. I know when I started eating high fat after eating fat-free for decades, eating fatty foods felt so good. I devoured them. Fatty meat, butter, fatty bone broth, bacon, chicken skin, etc. Then after a while, I started to feel gross eating those things. I was done with the fat. Then I moved to a high-carb, low-fat diet, and that seems to be where I do best. But you can play with this on a daily basis. Some people with digestive issues don't do well eating a lot of vegetables, grains, and fruits because it's too much roughage for the intestines. These people might do better with a low-carb, high-fat diet for a period of time. Also, remember that you should eat a diet that you enjoy. This is key. So trust your body. It knows everything about you and what you need to lose weight. You just have to listen or get some help to help you figure it out. Avoiding carbs or avoiding fats is not necessary to lose weight. They can both be part of a perfectly healthy diet for you. Start testing it out. What are you feeling like today? When you think of a bowl of rice, does it feel good or does a piece of steak sound better? The key is to become aware as opposed to eat unconsciously out of a habit. When it comes to eating carbs, I want to give you some tips. You want to make sure that at least 80 to 90% of the time you eat good quality carbs, like buckwheat, quinoa, rice, amaranth, oats, root vegetables, and fruits. The other 10%, you can indulge in things like bread, pasta, and other highly processed grains if you so wish. Now, if you're currently eating 80 to 90% poor quality carbs like commercial bread, pastas, crackers, pizza, etc., then start lowering it to 50%. Do 50-50 and you'll start to see results. You just start from where you are. Now, we won't have time in this lesson to discuss gluten, but if you have a health issue, I do recommend staying gluten-free until your issues have been resolved for better results when it comes to losing weight. Now let's look at fat for a bit. When it comes to fat, these are the best fats to stick to 80 to 90% of the time. Avocado, bone broth, coconut oil, coconut milk, salmon, high quality olive oil, nuts, and seeds. Animal fats tend to be harder on the liver, and when there is stubborn weight loss, there's probably a stagnant liver involved. So I recommend mostly vegetarian fats. The other 10 to 20% you can include butter, ghee, and other animal fats as needed. Remember, your liver, adrenals, and thyroid are the key organs to control weight loss. So we want to give them the best chance for optimal functioning. If you follow all the recommendations that I'm giving you in this training, you'll be on the right track. Now, these are some of the fats that should not be in anyone's diet. Canola oil, safflower oil, corn oil, soy oil, palm oil, margarine, and other hydrogenated fats. These fats will stress your liver and clog your lymphatic system, which leads to cellulite. If you have any of these oils at home, I suggest you toss them right away. Science is pretty clear on the damaging nature of these fats. So what you eat is important, but remember that what matters the most is how you eat and who you are as an eater. Are you coming to the table in a state of stress, worrying about whether this meal is going to make you gain weight, fighting with your appetite, eating too fast, not even sitting down to eat, worrying about whether you're going to be hungry again soon? Take time with meals. Other physical aspect of weight loss is the timing of meals. This is super important. You've probably read about fasting and intermittent fasting. They seem to be the latest trend or fad, but I must warn you, fasting can end up having the opposite effect if you don't do it properly, so be very careful. Fasting can be very healing for the body, but most women don't do very well with fasting because of our hormonal design. Our bodies are designed to bear and carry children to term. If the female body senses starvation, it can go into fat storing mode and hormones can drop to dangerous levels. It can decrease thyroid activity as well. So if you deal with a lot of stress or if you have a health issue like hypoglycemia, adrenal fatigue, etc., fasting might not work for you until your blood sugar levels are balanced. If you have headaches or become irritable, dizzy, and ravenous when you go without eating for more than 2 to 3 hours, chances are your blood sugar is dropping too low. In this case, fasting will not be a good idea for you right now. Talk to a nutritionist or coach to bring your sugar levels back to normal. We all fast while we sleep. Your body is burning fat while you sleep, so you don't necessarily have to worry about fasting throughout the day. Does that make sense?
Okay, so let's do a recap of what you just learned in this training. I showed you how the weight loss puzzle has two pieces, the physical and the emotional. I also explained that when you apply eating psychology strategies, you can lose weight even when you don't even change what you eat. When you focus only on the physical aspect of weight loss, so just measuring your food, controlling your exercise, those types of things, you will not succeed and you'll have to go from diet to diet to diet. You also learned that you don't necessarily have to love the extra weight, but you can love the person having the extra weight as you work on losing that weight. I also explained that the stress response and how it works in your body can make you gain weight even when you're eating healthy and exercising. You also learned that the right amount and type of exercise that helps you lose weight is unique to you. I also showed you that how you eat is more important than what you eat and how to do this. You also learned that you must eat the right kinds of foods for your unique body. And the right kinds of foods is a moving target. We always need to be adjusting. You also learned that eating at the right times during the day is important to lose weight consistently, and this will be different for everyone. We also touched on how your liver, adrenals, and thyroid control weight loss and how to help these organs work better. So let me ask you something. Are you feeling excited or overwhelmed? Feeling overwhelmed is okay because I can't possibly show you all the possibilities and all the strategies in 45 minutes. It's impossible to guide you on exactly what foods and supplements and exercises would work best for you right now without assessing where you're at in this moment and what you've done in the past. We didn't even cover in depth how your thyroid, adrenals, and liver are the organs that control weight loss. We didn't even touch on food sensitivities and all the other different aspects of a successful weight loss strategy. But can I show you an opportunity I've created to help you personally? What if I told you that in only 28 days, you can lose more weight than you have in years without going on a diet? Would you think I'm lying? Would you just keep your arms crossed? Or would you be curious to give it a try? I'm sure you would give it a try. But let me ask you something. Would you like to know what life is like feeling light and comfortable? Do you even remember what that feels like in your life? Would you like to know what life's like when you fit in your smaller clothes? When you can wear clothes that flatter you and not just cover you? Would you like to know what life's like when you have energy throughout the day that lasts without having to be on caffeine all day long? Would you like to know what life's like, not having to hide your body under coveralls when you're at the beach? How cool would that be? So let's reflect for a second. What's the one thing money can't buy? Time, right? We can buy time, and it goes fast. Figuring out how to lose weight on your own will cost you heaps of time and perhaps money too. Figuring out exactly what foods are working and which ones are not right now, what exercise, what amounts, what time you should be eating, how to properly combine foods, how to lower stress so that cortisol doesn't make you store fat, how to keep your liver detoxified so you can metabolize fats, proteins, and carbohydrates, how to know what supplements to buy and which ones are just a waste of money, what foods are causing you bloating and gas, and the list goes on and on. You could do this all by yourself, right? Following what I showed you in this workshop. But what about time? Do you have the time? It could take you years, even decades, like in my case. So what if I had a better idea? A way to do this much faster and with more clarity? Can I show you how I can help you? And listen, I know there's lots of weight loss programs out there. Some are good, but most of them don't have your health as their best interest, and most of them lack one-on-one support. What about accountability? Once a week group calls to answer questions, would this do it for you? I know it wouldn't do it for me. It's just not enough. The biggest missing piece in most programs is one-on-one support, personalized support, right? What about accountability? How do you keep yourself accountable when you're trying to lose weight? In most group programs, you just don't get the attention that you need. You don't get the one-on-one attention that you need to thrive. And you have to make this about you. What's the use in seeing hundreds of comments from people dieting in a Facebook group? When you're feeling lost, how does that help you thrive? Sometimes it just ends in a never-ending cycle, trying to follow advice from all sorts of people that mean well, but they just don't have the training to help you. I know this wouldn't work for me. I've seen how people struggle trying to follow a fad from an ebook that they bought. They get to be in a Facebook group, but more confused and stuck than when they started because they don't know how to make it work for themselves. So let me just tell you something. If you master the steps I provided you during this training, you will be losing weight at will, whenever you want. And if you slide and you put on a little weight, guess what? You'll go back to the steps you learned and you'll start losing weight again. You want control. You want to learn how to do this as opposed to blindly following a diet. That way you'll be dependent for life. Is that the way you want to live? Now, what I'm proposing, I've never seen anything like this, and I truly believe this can be the best option for you, the one that truly works and takes you to a new you. I've developed something that will give you tremendous results, consistent results, long-lasting results. I'm talking about, okay, imagine for a second, who would you be? What would you do? What doors will open for you with 10 to 25 pounds less? What would you do? What would you be doing right now if you felt light, if you felt comfortable in your body? And more importantly, if you felt healthy and energetic? If you had 10 to 25 pounds less in your body right now, would you be buying nicer clothes? Would you have more fun keeping up with your kids or grandkids? Would you be pursuing that goal that you keep putting off because of your weight? Would you age more gracefully? Would you be more active outdoors? Would you have a better relationship with your partner? Would you feel more relaxed and comfortable in your profession? Would you age more gracefully? Would you feel more comfortable at work? Think about how much better and easier your life will be. Now, let me just be honest with you. I didn't have a fast metabolism. I didn't inherit great genes from my parents. I'm not athletic. I had adrenal fatigue, chronic fatigue, colitis, IBS, bad digestion. I didn't have the energy to exercise. My hormones were messed up and my hair was falling out by the handful. And I was able to lose weight, close to 40. Now, if I could do it, you can do it too, right? So before I tell you more about what I'm proposing, let me just tell you straight up who this program is not for. This is not for you if you want something for nothing. If you just want to take a pill and be given pre-made meals. This is not for you. This is also not for you if you just want a quick fix, even if you gain the weight back in a couple months. This is not for you. It's also not for you if you have no interest in growing mentally and emotionally, and you just want to look more attractive at any cost. This program is not for you. It's also not for you if you just want to read a book or join a Facebook support group and figure things out as you go. This is also not you if you still want to count calories or points. Now, I honestly believe that every woman who takes herself seriously deserves to feel good, healthy, light, and beautiful. So, you are a great fit for this program if you are the kind of woman that is determined, dedicated, committed to her goals, and willing to do the work. If you have a deep desire to become a new you, if you want personalized attention, and you're open to a holistic approach. If that sounds like you, I'm going to hold your hand through all the steps you have to go through to get to your goal weight. So if that sounded like you, you're going to get on a call with me, not my assistant, not my team, but me. And you're going to tell me all about your diet, all about what you've been doing, all your struggles with weight, what you're currently eating, how much you're exercising, what's working, what's not working. Then we are going to identify the mistakes, the things that you've been doing wrong without knowing it. We're going to identify where you're leaking energy. We're going to identify what hormones are not letting you lose the weight and how to put them back on track. We're going to identify foods that are not working for you. We're going to check how your digestion is. Step 2, together we are going to insert the eating psychology principles that I've been talking about and many more that I didn't have time to share. We're going to insert them into your life and your routine to prepare you for massive weight loss. So get ready. Together, we will be identifying everything that needs to be changed and exactly how to do it step by step. I'm going to be there minute by minute, day after day when you get stuck, when you have a family gathering and you don't know what they'll say about your new lifestyle, when a food gives you a reaction, when you get tempted and don't know how to control it, when your family is not on board and you're trying so hard, when you feel defeated and you lose your motivation. I will be there for you. Step 3, after we've done all that, you will be likely losing between 12 and 25 pounds. You're going to be feeling lighter and getting a confidence boost. You're going to feel healthier, more vital, more able. You're going to stop storing fat, unnecessary fat. You're going to avoid putting on more weight before it's too late. You are not going to stall, and you're going to remove the food confusion. You will know exactly what works for you and what doesn't. I've never seen a program like this. I don't know about you. I'm going to be your personal weight loss coach and make sure you're losing weight. This is my promise to you. My goal is to give you freedom, to help you feel good about yourself. Do you remember what that feels like? I want you to be able to wear the clothes you see in magazines that you don't fit in right now. I want you to have the energy and health you don't have right now. I want you to enjoy food again and not have to count and track your calories and every single thing that you eat. I want you to love food again and be losing weight as you enjoy food, because that's the way it's supposed to be. But here's a big but. I only want to work with friends. Since we're going to be spending a lot of time together, we need to know that we are a good fit, because you'll have my phone number. After we're done working together, if you ever get stuck, I'll be there for you. I like working with action takers, with decisive women. You know, philosophers say that what humans truly want is happiness and peace. And helping you lose weight gives me happiness and peace, because I've had people help me along the way, and I know how much that matters. But here's the thing, my time is limited. I'd like to work with all of you. I really do. But I simply can't because of my one-on-one personalized approach. Because I know that working with you one-on-one is the only way to ensure success. So to be fair in the selection process, I'm going to be granting access on a first come, first served basis, as long as we are a good fit. Because of the way I work, I'm limited to 7 coaching participants per month. So in a 30-minute strategy session, we are going to discuss timeframes and what your investment is going to be during our time together. I'm really excited to work with you right away. And I've cleared my calendar for the next few days to make sure that you find a date and a time that works for you. My only request is that you schedule a time when you're sure you're going to be distraction-free, because I'm going to be doing the same. So before you book your session, I want to summarize what you'll be getting. So we get on a call and you tell me all about what you've been doing, all your struggles and everything that's going on with your weight. We're going to identify mistakes and set a plan for how to correct them right away. We're going to insert the eating psychology strategies into your life, and you'll get a master's degree on how to lose weight at will. I've taught you a ton of information in the last hour, but that's not what's going to take you to 140 pounds. What's going to take you to your goal is working with me one-on-one. After we apply all the eating psychology strategies and nail down the best eating plan for you, I want you to imagine what you'll have. You're going to have clarity. You're going to feel like a big cloud has lifted for you. You're going to have control of what you're doing without counting calories and points. You're going to stop storing fat and weight that has nothing to do with what you're eating. You're going to learn timeless strategies that will keep you losing weight consistently without stalling for months and months. You're going to feel lighter, comfortable, more vital, healthier all around. You're going to get a confidence boost, and you're going to find really a new you. This is what most people find. A brand new you. We're going to make losing weight simple for you this time. So all you have to do next is click the button below this video to schedule your strategy session. And remember, I'm limited to 9 participants per month. So I really hope that you got lots of value from all the teaching we did today. I'm really honored that you spent the time with me. And I want to invite you to please schedule immediately before the spots are gone. And let me just tell you that your body will be different a few weeks from now. What things are you going to be doing that you have put off because of your weight? What clothes you'll be wearing? What activities you'll be doing that you just don't have energy for right now? Life will seem easier. You'll go through life feeling lighter. And that's a much better feeling. Now, I have to be honest with you. This work is what I live for. My only goal in life is to help as many women as I can succeed at losing weight. You know why? Because losing weight doesn't just mean a nicer body and feeling great in a bathing suit. Sure, that's important, and we all want that. That's awesome. But it means that if I help you lose weight, chances are you're going to feel empowered, happier, and confident enough to give your gift to the world. Whatever that is. Maybe you are a therapist or an artist, or you work an office job. Maybe you're a mom or a grandma and you keep holding back from living your best because of your weight. I believe that the world needs happier women. And if by helping you lose weight, I can help you become happier, I'd be happy because I think the world will be a better place too. So remember, first come, first served, and I'm ready to sit here with you one-on-one and get things done. Now, I just want to briefly show you what others have said about working with me. Carrie said, she cares about you as an individual and makes sure you're being true to you and what you want to achieve. I lost 7 pounds in 3 weeks and 20 pounds since I started following Jimena's advice. And I now have the building blocks to continue my journey to a new me. Thank you, Jimena. Vivian said, I wanted to be a better me. I was tired of how I was feeling, behaving, and it wasn't healthy anymore. I wanted to dig myself out from the hole I was in and become happy, confident. I love the approach about focusing on relaxation, slowing down when eating, focusing on the taste, smell of food versus just inhaling it. I love how the program, even though it's about weight loss, it focuses on the emotional, mental aspect of how your body reacts to stress. Thank you for all your support and patience with me over these 3 weeks. You have helped me start on the right path to happiness and confidence. So if you're ready, just go ahead and click the button below, and I'll be so happy to welcome you into one of my programs. Bye now.